What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Extra Innings Podcast. I'm your host, Elijah Rodriguez. I apologize. My allergies this morning are terrible. I can barely breathe out here. So we had a weekend full of baseball, obviously. The weekends are obviously when everything kind of goes down. It feels like every once in a while you get the wild shit midweek, but most times it's on the weekend. But we actually had, as there was a weekend full of baseball, there wasn't as much craziness as I thought there would be. There were some great headlines. There were some good things that happened. A lot of pitching, some great pitching performances for sure. What else? Let's give a preview of what we got here. So we got good pitching performances. We got a first ever walk-off for a player. We've got streaks, trade rumors, all the above. So honestly, what I'm more excited about is tomorrow, Tuesday, starts conference play for college baseball. So that's going to be exciting. Then we get into tournament play, then College World Series. It's an exciting time. Playoff sports are always crazy. Apparently, if you're a basketball person, I guess they got playoff basketball going. I kind of forgot the NBA was a thing for a bit. Anyway, so college, I think softball's already starting. I'm probably have to watch some softball. I think softball is super underrated. It's exciting. It's fast paced. I saw a walk up between UCLA and Mizzou. I think it was Mizzou on Saturday afternoon. So it's some fun stuff happening in softball. People kind of sleep on it a little bit. Not as many though, because softball has blown up within the last couple years. So watch some college softball, watch some college baseball this week. It's that time. But without further ado, we'll kind of start our weekend recap here. So Shohei hits his first walk-off as a Dodger, which I'm surprised. Honestly, the Dodgers, I'm not sure they've been in a lot of walk-off situations for that to be like, oh my God, it took him this long. But Shohei had a weekend, man. Shohei had a weekend, a late weekend, man. It was a Shohei weekend in Los Angeles, man. He had his first ever bobblehead night, which is a big deal apparently in Los Angeles. If you have a bobblehead night, it's a big deal. But other than you just having a bobblehead night, you having a bobblehead night as Shohei Ohtani in Los Angeles is already going to be nuts. I saw pictures of the lines to get this bobblehead because they only give it to the certain X amount of people that get to the field first, right? Because if you get there at game time, you're not going to get a prize, right? Unless it's just that poorly attended of the game. So the lines to get into Dodger Stadium, outrageous. I saw the lines. It was insane. There was also a shit ton of people at that game. I think they set a record attendance for that game since 2020 or something like that, which is insane. Or before that, maybe. I don't know. I saw something like that, but there's a lot of people. Not only did he just get his bobblehead, they declared, I think it was May 17th, is Shohei Ohtani Day. So all this is leading up, right? So the walk-off happened yesterday, right? So I think it was Thursday or Friday he has a bobblehead night. People are lining up. Lining up to get into this game. Sets an attendance record. Then the next day they give him his own day in Los Angeles, the bill and everything. So he's got a day now in Los Angeles, May 17th. And then he has a walk-off on Sunday, all against the Reds. So the Reds were in for it. They were just overpowered by Ohtani and everything he had going, I guess. But no. So the Dodgers, obviously the Reds on the first game of the series took one from him. And then Dodgers did what the Dodgers are supposed to be doing. They should have been tearing up the Reds. I don't know why they even took one from him. But anyway, so Shohei has a hell of a weekend, a walk-off, his own day in Los Angeles, and then record-setting for the bobblehead and attendance. So Shohei, my guy, have a weekend. That's honestly warranted. I just feel like everyone's always talking about him, so I try not to talk about him so much because I feel like everywhere we turn, MLB sometimes tries to they want you to see Ohtani over and over, and it's man, I'm kind of over that. It's kind of and I'm feeling like they're getting that way with Paul Skeens a little bit, so I try not to talk about those two topics too much because I don't want to fall into that realm of we're going to talk about Paul Skeens and Shohei Ohtani all day long because I'm there's so much other stuff happening. All right, guys. Next topic, we got Yu Darvish sets history actually yesterday. Which Yu Darvish has obviously been in the league for a long time. Let's see if I can find that piece. 1 second. Yeah, so Yu Darvish is the third pitcher to win 200 games between MLB and Japan, joining Kuroda and Nomo. So those are two legendary names, obviously. Let me see, honestly, like thinking about like Yu Darvish, how long has he been in the league? I remember when he started with Texas like forever ago. It was a massive deal. Let's see. So Yu Darvish, he debuted in 2012. As I say, in 2012 he debuted at Texas. That was a long ass time ago. So in 2012 he played at Texas. He played at Texas for a while. From 2012 to 2017 he played with Texas. So he was there for a bit. And he went to I forgot he went to LA for a bit. He went to LA for half a year. Through 49 innings in LA, but LA was good back then too. I mean that was warranted, I guess. And he went to the Cubs. Forgot he was a Cub for a bit. And he was a Cub for 1, 2, 3. He was a Cub for 3 years. That's a good time, man. He had a lot of innings. 100 say, yeah, he did well. I think he had some injuries here and there, but he was a Cub, and then he's been with the Padres since 21. So, and obviously he's pretty much been the U that we all. I mean, 166 innings, 194 innings, 136 innings, now 47 innings. So obviously a couple injury-ridden seasons, but he's been, dude. We forget to talk like Yu Darvish is a fucking workhorse every year. I mean, he has had over 150 innings at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he'll probably do that again. So 10 seasons he's been over 150 innings. That's pretty impressive. Like, honestly, like for somebody of this career is pitching for now over 10 years in the big leagues to have almost 10 seasons at 150 innings plus, you're a workhorse with maybe 1, 2 innings of like maybe you were injured, 3 innings maybe you were injured that you didn't get 151 season. He still got 100. The other one he was at 76, and then the other one he was at 40. So obviously the 40 there was something happened there that year. But dude, Yu Darvish workhorse. Congrats to Yu Darvish, man. 200 wins. That's insane. That's a big deal. So Yu Darvish, man. Yu Darvish keeps tearing it up. Honestly, this year so far with a 2.08 ERA, 4-1. It's not bad. It's not bad. He's a workhorse, man. How old is he? He's a freaking workhorse, dude. 37. So he's up there. He's getting up there. But masterful this weekend to get him that 200th between those two leagues. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. So Yu Darvish, man. Don't sleep on Yu Darvish, man. He'll come get you. All right. And okay. So I was eating lunch after my game yesterday, and we were watching the Astros. And who the hell were they playing? The Astros and I think maybe the Mariners. Astros. The Brewers. So Kyle Tucker goes out, and if you didn't see this, it's pretty funny. He goes out and he goes 0 for 3, 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 to start his game with these like neon green cleats. It was a sight to see. Honestly, it was kind of weird. So he goes out there and he's using these lime green fucking ugly ass cleats and goes 0 for 2 or 3. Then changes mid game to these orange ones and just absolutely goes off 2 bombs to end the game. Kyle Tucker is a guy that is you can't sleep on Kyle Tucker, man. Because that guy, I mean, I think at this point people aren't sleeping on him anymore because he's proven that he's good. I don't know what to tell you. He's proven that he's solid. He's proven that he's good. Second in home runs behind Gunnar Henderson, which we are going to talk about Gunnar Henderson right after this, specifically going into this. But Kyle Tucker, the superstitious man, pays off. 2 home runs to end it, pulls 1 and puts 1 in the Crawford boxes. So the Astros are a team, man. I've been telling people this. They got some bad raps last week, mine included, because the whole Ronel Blanco situation and the sticky substance, and we don't know what it is, but it was something that he wasn't supposed to have. But the Astros are not, people are already counting them out. People are saying, they're 21-26. Started the year off really, really bad. I mean, really, really bad. And people were like, there's no way they make the playoffs. No way they make the playoffs. I think that the Astros are just, you're not going to get rid of them that easily. They're going to find a way to make it there. They're going to find a way to get deep. However that happens, whenever that happens, they're only 21 and 26. So they're not even like really that bad. They're probably like 10 games back. Altuve's still doing well. The guys are hitting the ball well. Their pitching staff, like I've said a million times up to this point, is still the issue. But the Astros are a team you don't want to get hot. You can't let them get hot, and I wouldn't dismiss them because they're not going anywhere. Like, they're a team they're like cockroaches. You can't kill them. They're going to keep coming back for however they do it. There will be deep in they're going to be a playoff contention team. I believe it. Other people are believing it. They just got a slow start. Now, if this trend continues where they like drop 2, win 1, win 2, drop 1, and they keep this losing thing going, we'll revisit like July. We'll have to revisit like in July because I mean, right now it doesn't look bad. It's still salvageable, but there always comes a point in the season when teams like this that are like really on the bubble, they're like, well, we win some, then we drop a lot, then they're going to win a lot, then we're going to lose a lot. It's like, there comes a point when the season is gone. Like, it's like, yeah, we can keep doing this flip flop shit, but it's going to kill us in the long run because we're not going to be a playoff contender. So time will tell. I think if they keep playing like this, they're doing more. They're doing more winning than losing at this point. Just good. But still, with the track record of the flip flopping and getting and the amount of home runs they're giving up is outrageous. Like I said, the pitching, and here's what I'll end here before we get into a couple other talks. But if the Astros can't figure out the pitching, if the Astros can't figure out how to pitch truly, like in a winning to get their team into a winning position every game, then this conversation is mute because they're not going to win. So we will see. The offense is still strong as shit. We've seen it. Bregman's getting going. Tucker's going. You got Pena's hitting the ball well. You got Altuve always hitting the ball well. So if they can figure out the pitching, that's we got something going. But what I was gonna say is the whole thing with Kyle Tucker is number 2 now in home runs for the league, with Gunnar Henderson at number 1. I was listening to MLB last night with Greg Amsinger. I think his name's Brian Anderson. Clean cut guy. I don't know. And he was talking about how he thinks Gunnar Henderson or somebody, either one of them was talking about Gunnar Henderson. Listen, Gunnar Henderson hitting 15 home runs is awesome. I don't think that's something he's not going to hit 50. Tucker might hit 30 to 40. He's done that. They were talking about the better hitter between Tucker and Henderson, who has more power. It's Tucker. I was like, what are you talking about? Gunnar Henderson has been a leadoff guy since he's kind of exploded, right? Since he's been the guy for the Orioles, right? He was a leadoff guy. He's still a leadoff guy. He's just been hitting jacks. But I don't think he's going to have the power that Tucker has. He doesn't have the power that Judge has. He doesn't have the power that Soto has. Let's start getting realistic with it. So, yes, Henderson has hit a lot of home runs. He's leading the league 15. Ozuna really stalled. He's still at 12 from a week ago or so. But the Braves have been scuffling pretty bad, so we'll give him a little bit of a break there, but he better not let it get too out of hand because then it's way gone. But Tucker and Henderson are right now the stat wise, home run wise, the best power hitters in the game right now. Obviously, Henderson is above him because he has 15, and I think Tucker now has 13, so he's 2 back. I still don't think that that's a true stat to who's the better hitter. I think Tucker is the better hitter, the more power hitter. Right, they're both obviously good hitters. Henderson's a more contact guy who's just been hitting jacks. I don't know how else to explain it to people. I'm like, hey, Gunnar Henderson's great. Gunnar Henderson's a great ball player. He's gonna do well, but he's a leadoff guy who is randomly hitting home runs right now. Do not solidify him as a power hitter because he's not a true power hitter. That's what I think. So we will see. Time will tell, but maybe I'm completely ass wrong. And Henderson turns into the next Aaron Judge and drops 70 home runs a year. I don't know. But I don't see Gunnar Henderson with this track record, with his previous seasons, with his power dynamic. I don't see him in the same boat as a Kyle Tucker, as some of these guys who have solidified themselves as dudes who can drop absolute nukes. So Time will tell, but I don't think that Gunnar Henderson should be put in the same boat. I think this is just a stroke of good luck for Henderson. Henderson, he's a good hitter, but when it comes to the bomb dropping, take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a little bit of grain of salt. Now, after that, I know I just talked about. I didn't want to talk about Skeens and Ohtani too much, but we have to talk about Paul Skeens. He had his second outing on Friday, and if you're any sort of fan of baseball, you know how that went, right? 6 innings, 100 pitches flat. What was it 9 strikeouts, 10 strikeouts, something stupid? What was his line? Hold on, I gotta find it now. Now I'm curious, but it was watching that was just it was. Hold on. Come on, hurry up. 6 innings, no hits, no runs, 11 Ks. Okay, so he had 11 Ks in 6 innings. Bro, listen, I'm never one. Everyone's hittable. Let me just say that now. I was getting in arguments yesterday with some guys on my Sunday league who like to debate me about my topics, and they saw that I posted that Paul Skeens is incredible, and other guys were like, he's good now. Like, ask us in a couple months if he's still good when people have film. Look, Paul Skeens is important, and people don't get it. Paul Skeens is good because he's pitching like somebody we've never seen before. Like and let me see how I can explain this. So, and I'm gonna keep it brief. I don't want to talk about Paul Skeens for an hour. So, anyway, Paul Skeens absolutely dominates the Cubs. Absolutely dominates. 11 strikeouts, 6 innings, 100 pitches, no hits. Obviously, people like if you're not versed in baseball that much, and they're like, why didn't you keep him in with the no hitter? We're in May. It's the 20th of May. He started on the 17th of May. And he had only thrown, 4 max innings in AAA, and then his first start was only 4 innings, 84 pitches. This was an extension, but it was a great extension because you can see how well he can throw late in games, right? Or how deep he can really get into games for you. Now, no hits, 11 strikeouts. If you watched him perform, he is insane. His pitches, we've never seen someone who can sit 99 to 101 in a starter and can actually keep that up 6 innings. He was still throwing 100 in the 6th. You know, I don't know. I don't know how you can really discredit that or say that it's not been done. Like, it is insane to watch this man pitch, and he is incredible. So I thought he was going to give a gradual. I remember in my last podcast I said he's going to do gradually better. I'm expecting a little bit better than last time. No, he completely blew me away. Dude's a stud. He took one transition outing and then just took it right to the Cubs. Same team too. The same team who lit him up the first time. He just took it right to him. No questions asked. Just lit them up. So Paul Skeens, man, he is all but solidified himself, and I can't wait to see what he does later as time goes on when he starts getting deeper and deeper, and like maybe works a little bit more efficiently. Oh, that's the thing though. With a lot of strikeouts comes a lot of pitches, right? So it's like if you're not pitching to contact, getting those ground balls, I think he got like 1 ground ball. The rest were strikeouts or some shit like that, like, or in a walk. I think, like, dude, that's the only thing about Paul Skeens is that with all those strikeouts, with the amount of strikeouts that you're going to get, you're going to throw a lot more pitches. So it's going to be hard for him to get really deep in games with all these strikeouts. It looks great, and it's super incredible. Like, people aren't going to hit you. It's awesome, but that's going to kill your pitch count. So we'll see where we go from now. If we're ever going to see a true Paul Skeens no-hitter, I'm hoping we can. But if he keeps throwing this many pitches, like, I wouldn't even, honestly, no bullshit, I'm not extending him if we're in July past 115 max, which maybe 15 pitches gets him through the 7th. Maybe. That's being generous. So in a perfect world, I don't even think that the way he pitches on last Friday, even if we're late in the season, unless we're late and he's like, I'm good, I want the no-hitter, like, I'm going to go after this thing, it's different. But with him, it's also very different. So it's like a very split. It's like, do we let him do this or do we hold him kind of in our back pocket and protect him? So time will tell. But Paul Skeens is incredible. I'll say it again. He's incredible. All right. Now Manoah. So Alek Manoah. Okay, we're back to Alek Manoah again because Alek Manoah pitched yesterday, And that is his. And I remember talking about him the last time. We said, I don't wish ill will on the guy. We're just talking about, everything that's happened to him, from the All-Star, Cy Young guy, opening day starter, to what happened, to now we've crawled back, and now we're on to something here, right? So in his last start, let's see. No, I don't want to look at guitar tabs. God damn it. Let's see. So Alek Manoah, man, 2 back-to-back really great starts for a starter, right? Let's see. Where's the game stats? Oh my God. Why can't we just see? Oh my God. Why can't we see game stats? Oh, game logs are here. Cool. Okay, so on May 12th, he threw against Minnesota. Still got the loss, unfortunately, but that might have been more than just Manoah. Let's be honest. 4 hits, so 7 innings. But mind you, both these starts he had that we're about to talk about, 7 innings. So he went deep. He went solid. 4 hits on the May 12th. 4 hits against Minnesota. 3 runs, no earned. So that tells you enough. He gave up 1 bomb. Wait, wouldn't that be an earned run if he gave up a home run? So I'm missing something here, because he gave up a bomb, but he gave up no earned runs. But there's 3 runs. Maybe I'm missing something. Anyway, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, right? So that was on May 12th. So that's a quality fucking start. I don't know how this went home run, 3 earned runs, but no earned runs. That don't make no sense to me. Maybe, unless I'm missing something. School me if I'm missing something in the comments, because I don't know. Anyway, 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs is even. You left with 3 runs. It's manageable, bro. That's more than manageable, right? So I don't know what's up there. I guess Blue Jays have been scuffling. I'll say that. Now, yeah, and then yesterday on May 19th, another he won that game. 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, no home runs, nothing. He hit 2 guys and walked a guy, 7 strikeouts. Also, he had 6 strikeouts the last start. So that, and I saw the film on Alek Manoah yesterday, and that looks like Alek Manoah. Now that looks like an all-star. Now that looks like a Cy Young contender. He was good. He had depth on all his pitches. He was spotting the fastball good. Obviously, he's been known to be wild. That's been him. He hits guys. It happens, but like, that is the Alek Manoah that we've been accustomed to seeing, that we saw in 2022, that we saw in 2021, that was the all-star, that got all the accolades. That, what we saw yesterday, that's Alek Manoah. So, man, good for him. Let's see if he can build on it, man. Let's see, because, I mean, Blue Jays need it right now with Barrios. Barrios has been really good. He kind of he had a shaky start his last couple. I know he had that one shaky start because he had a really low ERA, and then he kind of lost it a bit. Totally normal. You're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be nails all year. Bassett's doing okay. You got Barrios doing okay. Gausman's that's one guy that we can't really, I don't know. I know he was hurt the latter part, or in spring training. I think he was talking that he didn't even get 1 start, or maybe he got only 1 start in spring training. Didn't feel like he was ready, and then it shows because he has been scuffling through to try to pitch in the big leagues. He's like, for a guy that's been solidified in the big leagues, he is really struggling this year. So to have Alek Manoah pitch like Alek Manoah is a huge boost to that staff. So hopefully Manoah keeps it going. I'm hoping he does, because it's fun when Alek Manoah is good. He's fun to watch. I'll watch a Blue Jays game to watch Alek Manoah pitch like that. That should say a lot. Now, so shout out Alek Manoah. Keep it going, dude. We'll see what we got. See if we can keep that rolling. All right, now Devers. I fucking closed the wrong thing. Rafael Devers. So Devers is leading with 9 home runs, but big deal here. 5 consecutive games with a home run. Yeah, so the Red Sox are a sleeper, man. They're a sleeper team. They got one of the highest ERAs in baseball, right next to the Yankees. And they're no slouch hitting, man. O'Neal's a stud. You got Devers hitting home runs everywhere. Like, hey, The Red Sox ain't bad. They won 11-3 over St. Louis. So St. Louis is going through it. But Devers is he's doing something. He didn't even think I didn't even think about it, even though I had it. That's the thing. At this point, what's hard is you've hit 5 in a row. Every game you've hit 5 home runs in a row. Does that mess with your head? I don't know. I feel like I'd be like, I gotta get a jack today. I gotta keep this going. I gotta get a jack. I think that would mess with my head a little bit if I've gotten 5 consecutive and then I know it. I'm like, I don't know. That would mess with me. Maybe I'm just weird. It's kind of the same with these guys that are scoreless. I'd be like really clenching and like obviously pitching is a little bit easier. I've never been a really great hitter, so it's hard for me to like talk about what it's like to be in a situation like which is insane to hit 5 consecutive home runs. Like 5 home runs in consecutive games is insane. All in all, right? But as a pitcher, it's like okay. If like you have these scoreless streaks, like you scoreless through 25, he hasn't given up a run in 25 innings, right? So stuff like that. It's like as a pitcher, you're like, okay, it's easy. I'm like, hey, we're just gonna pitch. Let's do what we've been doing this entire time. For hitting, I'm kind of like you kind of have the control of what you're gonna do, right? I mean, pitching's the same, right? But hitting, it's like, okay, I can determine how much power I'm gonna put on the swing or really what I'm trying to do here. Pitching, it's really easy to stay within yourself and be like, we're gonna make this pitch, we're gonna execute this pitch here, there, right? But I would be like, I'm just trying to go fucking yam. Although that's a terrible approach, I know. But that's just what I would do, right? That's hard for me. But anyway, Devers setting some precedents over there in Boston. But again, Boston, don't sleep on Boston, man. Boston's got some stuff rolling. I wouldn't count them out if you were counting them out. Obviously, not a lot of people are because they're leading in ERA. They're pitching like all stars out there. So yeah, Devers 5-game home run streak. Now the two, what we're gonna end it on. Because, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of craziness happening, right? Besides, there's some crazy plays. I think Trevino for the Yankees had a good play. Obviously, they're talking to Juan Soto about extending him. Rodon's been pitching really well. I saw his wife tweeted that he was sick and they thought he was going to pitch like ass yesterday, but he ended up showing up and pitching really well. So that's awesome. So Yanks obviously have to throw the Yankees in there somewhere, somehow. Trevino had a great pickoff, played at third base against the White Sox. Soto has his first multi-home run game. A good weekend for the Yankees. I had to just kind of toss them in. But what we're going to talk about is the Mason Miller trade. 2 trades that I've been eyeing is Miller and Bregman. And we were talking about the Bregman yesterday. So I have a little bit more details on the Bregman, but the Miller, like I've talked about Mason Miller. I've talked about where I think he's a good fit, obviously, with the Craig Kimbrell situation. Though Craig Kimbrell seems to be coming out of his shell a little bit. He got the save yesterday. Not bad. Got the save. Maybe the manager wasn't just blowing smoke up our ass. Maybe they are planning to keep with Craig Kimbrell, and they're not going to go, try to get a Mason Miller situation. So I thought he'd be a good fit there. Obviously, I'm thinking he's going to go somewhere where they got some cash because they're going to pay this man. Though he is under league control until I think it was like 2029, I think. So not really a whole lot he can truly do yet. So we're going to have to wait and see. He's going to be at the beckoning call of the A's and whoever they come to terms with. So, but if I was Mason Miller, I'd be like, I ain't getting comfortable in Oakland because I'm going to be moving. At least by July, I'll be gone, right? But I read that. So obviously the asking price is so huge for Mason Miller because he's the best closer in baseball right now. I mean, in terms of stuff, in terms of age, in terms of what clubs can do with him because he is under league control until 2029. So he is the most sought after, I think, trading piece of this entire trade deadline. He's going to be the guy. Last year it was Juan Soto when he went to San Diego. This year is good, or not last year. Was it last year that Juan Soto went to? Yeah, it was, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, so this is going to be the guy I think that we're all watching to see where he goes. But the asking price, I think, and this is what the A's piss me off, man, because the A's are like, well, we're going to need an even rookie. You want a rookie, so they want somebody that basically they're going to flip this guy, right? They're going to say, okay, well, Mason Miller, we're going to flip you for some pieces, but we want another one of you, so that we can just make sure that you develop again, and then we'll flip that guy. That's what they're trying to do, which is it's annoying as shit. So they want equal or something equal, right? And when they say equal, they don't want a player of equal value. They don't want a player that's going to bring them wins. They want someone that they can make a fucking buck off of, which is annoying as shit. So they're wanting to trade rookie for rookie, basically. And when they trade rookie for rookie, they'll make the big payday to get Miller off their payroll and somebody will pay him, and he'll go. and then they're going to get some other rookie, and they're going to build him up, and then next year or later, well, I guess not the same time. If they get rid of Miller, then it's kind of over for them for the year. I don't think there's any other big really moves that the A's can make at the time besides Rooker. But Rooker is no, they can't get rid of Rooker yet. Rooker's another guy that will leave eventually, but I think that they're just going to get another guy and just flip him probably next year. And it's just like, this is so stupid. Just play to win. It makes it so much easier. And then you have a whole team of guys that eventually, when you want to sell the team, you can sell for a big payday. Like, who is letting these idiots run the Oakland Athletics? I am at a loss how shitty that organization is run. It irritates me. But so Mason Miller, at this point now, if Kimbrel, I really believed that the Orioles were going to put a big offer out for Miller because he fits. But now with Kimbrel kind of coming out of his shell a little bit and Kimbrel showing back up, if Kimbrel's playing well, there's no need to make the expense. But with Kimbrel's track record, he's off on. You don't know. That's a gamble. But I truly think that at this point, Kimbrel's playing well. They don't make the expense. So at that point, then I'm at a real loss. I don't know where he's going to go. I have no idea. So we will see. Maybe the Pirates make a run at him. I don't know. Because the Pirates are doing some pitching things. They got Jared Jones, Keller, Skeens. If they can get Mason Miller, then they'd have a really awesome bullpen because their bullpen needs it. Starting rotation is strong, but the Pirates' bullpen needs help. Bad. At least in some pieces. So we'll see there. But I don't know. Then you got Trevor Bauer everywhere. I've been thinking about talking about Trevor Bauer, but haven't really wanted to for the most part because it's just, I think it's a more complex situation than people are making it out to be. You got the free Bauer, you got all this crap. So we'll hold off on talking about Trevor Bauer, but expect an episode soon. We need to talk about that. We do need to talk about that and what's going on there. But yeah, the Pirates maybe another landing spot, but again, we won't know till later, till it starts getting really tight, because the A's are going to play it that way to get the most money for him. It'll turn into a bidding war. The next guy, so the Astros have already said, their owner has already said, or their GM, they're not looking to trade the team with how, because, and here's one thing, I do agree with what he said, because this was a couple weeks ago when the Astros were really scuffling. They're like, hey, all right, man, Astros dynasty looks like it's dead. Are we trading at the deadline? Meaning, are we trading the team? And he said, there's still too much talent here to trade. Agreed. That team is too talented to just give up yet, which is why I think they're not going to trade at the deadline. I don't think that they are. There's a lot of people thinking that Bregman leaves before July. I had that discussion yesterday. I don't think that they get rid of Bregman before they get rid of Verlander or a couple other pieces. I think that they want Bregman there for a long time. I think Bregman wants to be there for a long time. But at the same time, Bregman knows, hey, I'm not always in charge of this shit, so I'm going to ball out so that I can get paid too, because obviously if he's going to go, you're going to make the most money out of it, right? So it's kind of tough, man. I don't think that they get rid of Bregman, but Bregman's the other. Everyone in the fucking world is so sure that the Astros trade Bregman. So if everyone is saying it, it might happen. It might happen. They might trade Bregman. I just think that there's other pieces you can get rid of before you get rid of Bregman. Why get rid of Bregman? He's hot. Who are you going to, you can bring up a couple guys probably from the farm to fill in that spot, because you'll have to move some pieces. It's not like you can move Pena to third, and who at short. You can't move Altuve to third and then bring up a second base. So there's going to be some adjustments needed. I don't know what they do. Maybe they got pieces I'm missing, But in all honesty, excuse me, I don't think they get rid of Bregman. If they do, I think that's a dumb move, because I think that if you can keep, especially as a GM, there's a lot of opportunity with the Astros right now. Like I said, they've got this history of winning. Now this year they just somehow something happened and they're just off. You're missing Abreu. The pitching just really, they've been riddled with pitching injuries, whether that was with Luis Garcia, Urquidy, McCullers, the guy who's always hurt. So yeah, you've got a bunch of your key guys hurt. You lost Framber Valdez for a bit. JP France didn't show up. He's been shitty. Hunter Brown, shitty. So it's like, and then it was like, so on top of the injuries, the guys you did have played like ass. So it's like, it was just a pitching just disaster for the Astros this year, which is why they've lost so many games. Because the offense has been there. You look at the offenses, you look at the averages, they're hitting the ball well. But when it's like 9-0, now it's hard to manufacture 9 fucking runs, even with the lineup that good. So I think if they're smart, I think if the Astros are truly in this and they're like, we're going to try to do something this year, keep that fucking team together as much as possible, because those guys gel together. They play together for years. That's the same lineup for the most part you've had for years, aside from Pena and Correa switch and catchers Maldonado and Diaz have been, that those guys have switched in. So there's some pieces here and there, but for the most part, this is the same core group of guys who have been winning games since 2017. So why wouldn't you be like, okay, I'm going to take my odds here. I'm not going to trade these guys. I'm going to play my odds and let's hope that these guys can figure it out. And let's not kill any pieces yet. So if I'm GM, I'm keeping Alex Bregman, but then again, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what they're planning to do. I haven't looked in depth enough into their farm system, though they've been really good with the Astros have a really great farm system. So I'm not doubting that they don't have someone that can come up and make that. But it's a hard to hold. It's a hard place to replace Alex fucking Bregman, no matter who you are. So again, tough. But if I was the Astros, I'd get rid of anyone else. That maybe not been a good term. Get rid of other people before I got rid of Alex Bregman. That's what I would say. I mean, shit. Get rid of fucking Verlander before you get rid of fucking Bregman, dude. Verlander has not been well this year. He's old. He's older. He's towards the end of his career. He did well for you last year. He did well for you in 2022 when they won the World Series. So, I say 2022 when they won the World Series. He was Cy Young that year. I was like, wait, who won the World Series last year? I was like, oh yeah, the fucking Rangers. Anyway, so yeah, guys, I think they keep Bregman before they get rid of Verlander, get rid of some of these other pieces, but keep Bregman on the field, keep his stick in the lineup. But anyway, guys, thanks for listening. We got a lot of content coming. I've got, like I said, we've got a lot of stuff that we got to talk about over the weekend. There's a lot of stuff, but this weekend was actually, like I said, it was very calm. It was very just baseball, which is exciting. It's a good thing to just watch some baseball, good baseball games. We had some walk-offs. Shohei had a great week. We had a lot of things happening. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll have a lot of short-form content. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Twitter, all that stuff, man. We got lots of content. I fucking blew it. I didn't do any breakdowns last week. We have plenty. I've got a couple ideas for some breakdowns, so be on the lookout for that. But we will catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening.